What's the Library of Alexandria?
Well, all right. So if we're already getting history lessons, I forget what the year was, but it's essentially ancient times. Like I forget. I think it was before the Roman Empire. Not entirely sure, but ancient times, right? There was this massive library built in I think it was the Kingdom of Macedon, which is around Egypt area, spanning from Greece to Egypt, essentially.
So this is a long time ago.
Oh, ancient times.
What's
Um,
considered ancient times? Like what year is ancient?
I forget. I don't know when it starts, but essentially it's like the Roman Empire, like negative
Negative.
500 500 BC.
How do you go
Or,
negative?
the 500 BC essentially,
Okay.
because there's it's not negative, but it's BC and AC.
How'd they have a library back then though? There wasn't books.
That's what. Yes, there was.
Back then?
Yes.
They were carving things out of stone.
No. There weren't cave. There weren't. They weren't cavemen. This is
So
ancient times.
there was paper books.
Yes. Yes.
No, I don't believe this.
Yes.
I, I,
There's. They had iron. They had tools. They had. They
were the
built
books made
cities.
of iron?
Yeah, that makes sense. Just iron sheets that you just flip through.
Well, you're the one saying it.
What,
What?
how does it not make sense? What
How did they make paper?
books? The way that you make paper normally?
They had paper books in like 500 BC.
Yes.
I'm googling this. After the whole Tusk thing, I just can't.
Wow.
I just can't trust what you're saying. I just gotta check it for myself.
The 500 BC, the ancient times, they had plenty of technology. They had metalworking. They had the sailboats. They remember the Roman Colosseum. That's ancient times. They built that in ancient times.
I don't know what the Roman Colosseum is.
Oh
So
my! How?
what did they do there? Like plays?
It's it's the Roman Colosseum.
Is that wait
They
wait
had
wait,
that
wait a minute? Is that where the people would like fight lions
gladiators,
and stuff?
gladiators. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, never mind. I know what you're talking about.
yeah. That's the place that everybody always gives the did you know that they'd flood the Colosseum and have naval battles.
Okay, well, you see, I googled uh, books from 500 BC, and I can only find books about 500 BC. I don't see
Well,
any pictures
there's,
of any books that are that old.
there's not they haven't survived. Books that don't last as
So
long,
then, how do
like
we know that they were there?
because we have found archaeological evidence of books. They're just destroyed.
But where's the pictures?
Look for it.
What do you? I'm looking. I don't see.
Now,
I don't see
now find.
anything. I mean, what would you even look up?
Archaeological evidence of books in ancient times.
I just see like I see one picture of like a really old page that's like not even English, but I don't really see anything.
Obviously, English didn't exist back then
What do you mean English didn't exist?
in the ancient times, and English hadn't existed then.
What
Yet
do you, how does English not exist?
it hadn't been made yet. People were
English?
yes, see, the people were still speaking. What you had Anglo-Saxons. Actually, before you had Anglo-Saxons, you had just normal Saxons, I believe, who were speaking. I don't even know what.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Maybe I'm just gonna Google it. I'm just gonna Google how old are books. Between 1618 and 1907
That's
AD is when the
that's
printing of books started.
that's the printing of books. Books were written before they were printed, long before they were printed. The
This is
oldest known, the only oldest known books are dated around 21,000, 2100 BC. But some scholars believe that these could be transcriptions of earlier Sumerian texts. Yeah, and computer versions dating from 2000 to 1700 BC.
and these books had like paper pages.
Yeah,
Were they handwritten?
obviously. Yeah, they didn't have the printing press. That's how books were made. Like they'd make copies of books by just handwriting like an entire copy.
Somebody would have to sit there and write the whole entire book over and over and over again if they wanted copies.
Yeah, that's why books were kind of a rare thing. Like that's why peasants didn't have them because they were expensive.
Okay, so what's this library and the books and whatever happened?
So essentially, it was this massive city called Alexandria, named after Alexander the Conqueror, after he came through and did his thing, which you don't know about.
Conquering?
Um, mhm, essentially, so he established this massive city at the river delta of the Nile, on the edge of the sea, the coastline. And in this city, he essentially he announced that this was a learning center for the entire world. Like all scholars would always be welcome, and he made a special library made just for scholars around the world, so that like everyone could come together and share knowledge and just build up this massive database essentially, and it became like the central hub of learning in the entire world. Because I mean, even back then we had astronomers and philosophers, mathematicians, and that sort of thing. It's some advanced ones too. So essentially, like all these brilliant people, all the most brilliant minds of this era came together into this one place and built up this library to be like the most complete collection of knowledge in the entire world. Like, all of the most advanced technology was in this city, and it was rapidly developing. So Alexandria is this massive library, tons and tons and tons of knowledge, tons of things that you wouldn't find anywhere else. And then one day, the empire falls, and eventually the enemies of the empire get to the city of Alexandria, and they burn the entire city to the ground, including the library. So the entire library is gone. It's destroyed, but it's destroyed by Christians actually, because when the Christianity rose up in the Roman Empire, they went to Alexandria. Especially long after the empire fell. The Roman Empire comes in, and the Christians of the Roman Empire, I'm pretty sure they just declare the whole thing to be heresy, and they just
The whole thing to be
burn
what?
heresy.
I don't know what that means.
So just it's not essentially. It's like you declare it to be like against what you believe. It's against God. It's not godly. It's unholy. It deserves to be destroyed.
Just so it's just like something that you don't believe in, pretty much.
Like pretty much, but very like an extreme version of that. Like if you were a heretic, you'd be killed on the spot a lot of times.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure they said the library was heretical, and they just torched the whole thing. They completely burned this massive collection of knowledge, and because all the knowledge they had there was only there, it wasn't backed up anywhere. All the technology and the advancements that humanity made through that library was lost. So humanity lost like hundreds of years of progress after that library burned, and it put humanity into the dark ages. It's like we just lost the ability to do a lot of the things we learned how to do.
Like what? Like what? Is there anywhere that's like says like what specifically like the most like impactful thing that was lost was, or anything
Well,
like
we
that?
lost it. We have no idea.
So,
That's the thing.
well, how do you know it was? Because you said it was like uh, like had a big impact or something.
Yeah,
So like you'd have to know like what was lost. Like if you didn't know
well,
any, if you didn't know
we
any
don't
of it.
know anything specifics.
Hmm.
we can make guesses. Well, we have no idea because we don't have it because it was lost. But throughout history, it has been regarded as one of the greatest tragedies to ever happen to humanity. Period.
Why didn't they back it up?
They didn't think it was going to be burned.
Like put it on a USB drive,
And yeah, I don't know.
or why didn't they just like scan it, put it on Google Drive?
Just make Google Docs.
Yeah, make like a Google spreadsheet and just put it
A
all down there.
cloud. Yeah, should have had cloud. Honestly, yeah.
Should have had
But
what?
you know what? If they had a cloud though, China probably would have stolen their
Well,
ideas.
they had clouds because it did rain.
Good point.
Okay, I don't even remember where we're going with this.
I don't know. You're just doing something. I tried to go along with it.